Hey y'all, Monk Joseph here with the Broken Buddha. I got some fun Wing Chun topics today. We're going to cover some Foshan versus Hong Kong comparisons. To be honest, I see the relevance in both for different reasons. So let's just jump right into it. We're going to cover the Bong Sao first. Okay, if you're unfamiliar, there are two main factions. I mean, there's a gazillion factions of Wing Chun. I don't even want to get into that right now, but there's two main factions: Foshan and Hong Kong. Foshan being, arguably one of the home of Wing Chun, other than Chun Village, and Hong Kong being, where pretty much where the Kun days did occur in Foshan, but the Kun days got like really out of control in Hong Kong, and I mean, yeah, it was from what I hear, it was just like street fights everywhere, brawls everywhere. So, but let's go ahead and not none of that stuff's important. Let's just focus on the technique itself. So the Bong Sao, if you're unfamiliar with Wing Chun, is this motion, right? And if you don't know, that was the Hong Kong Bong Sao. And I started in modified, but when I got serious into traditional, I ended up in Hong Kong under Master Clayton in Baltimore. So this is your Hong Kong Bong Sao, and it's wonderful, man. With the oncoming strike, when you shoot it, it shoots out like an arrow. It intercepts like it should, shoots the limb the other way, gives you a chance to follow up and or continue and equalize. But again, it's just when you're in that bam, it's just that really quick flick. And I'm not going to get into all the details of where and how the arm should be positioned, because they're actually the same. I mean, everything always ranges from, eyebrow to chin, depending on what you're doing and which hand form you're doing. And one kind of shoots. They both shoot, but the Hong Kong, in my opinion, comes out like an arrow, whereas the Foshan, and Foshan is this. If I was doing the same thing with Foshan Wing Chun, it would look like this. It would just be here, right? And you have this because their Tan Sao to Bong Sao is like here-ish, right? And the reason I say they're both relevant is because this one, it's a lifting Bong Sao. And I'm not saying you can't lift with this one, but this is a dart sent to deflect. This, I mean, if you really, for whatever reason, had to lift your blocker Bong Sao and back it up, I stand by it. I mean, I'm not shooting my Hong Kong Bong Sao like that. I'm gonna raise up the Foshan and take it from there. Um, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love some Hong Kong bong sao. I grew up in the Hong Kong styles um, with Master Clayton and stuff, and anyone else I followed up with after him. So there's that. So yeah, it's really just a matter of if you're intercepting somebody else's arrow, or if you're lifting to deflect. And it's really just. I honestly think that you should stick to your style if that's all that you have the focus for. But if you have the ambition and passion to really follow it, I mean, just understanding these things and practicing them enough is, in my opinion, very beneficial. Like I said, I'm all about having the most options possible because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do in a street fight. Every moment's different, every fight's different, every person's different. So, I like to have a wide repertoire. And I'm not saying that Hong Kong is not independently strong. They proved it in the 80s and 90s. It was it handled everything the last time I heard. And same thing, I have no issues with Foshan. My Foshan Wing Chun teacher in China is an undefeated, fighting monk. Ended up doing some unknown private security work that's not really talked about much, and yeah, now he teaches at the school in Temple in China. And I don't think he's ever lost a fight. I do know he had to fight a couple dozen people one time in his hometown. Some were probably trained fighters, some weren't. That's how it goes when people get the whole mob mentality and attack people. But there you have it. That is my take on Hong Kong versus Foshan Bong Sao. I hope you enjoy. If you have any comments or questions in the section, leave in the comments section. If you have any comments or questions. And moving on. Thanks for stopping by. Peace and blessings.